Hello and welcome to another MCU video, and today we are going to talk about Thor Ragnarok from 2017. And starting with the cast, the man Chris Hemsworth as Thor. He's like the Thor. Tom Hiddleston, Idris Elba, Jeff Goldblum, Tessa Thompson. Even Mark Ruffalo is in this movie, and Kate Blanchett, and she is the villain of this movie. Starting off with Thor is captured by Sutter, and Sutter is like this big giant fire demon.
Sutter, son of a bitch.
We have this crazy scene where Thor is showing his powers with his hammer. When Thor came back to Asgard, Thor has been gone for a little while to the time, and there was actually a play going on, and it was basically Loki's death. And the funny thing is we recognize these people in the play, and fortunately enough, Loki in the play was played by Matt Damon. Luke Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth, younger brother, was actually playing Thor, and Sam Neill was also playing in the play as Odin. And then Thor pretty much figured out Odin was actually Loki. Now we're at New York City and Doctor Strange. We got Doctor Strange in this movie, and so this is like the first time seeing Thor and Doctor Strange meeting each other. Doctor Strange helped Thor to find Odin. And then we had this funny scene where Thor doesn't drink tea, and then he brought like a big giant glass of beer, and when he drank it, the beer just filled up. So I just thought that was a pretty cool scene. Then we had this really funny umbrella scene.
Sorry.
This Loki funny scene as well.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
So Thor and Loki finally got to the place where Odin is at, and pretty much just watch Odin passed away and stuff. And then also hearing about who's coming, and it was Hela. Kate Blanchett character Hela, and fortunately Hela is the firstborn for Odin's kid and Thor and Loki's sister, but mostly I think it's Thor's sister because Loki is adopted. She's pretty much evil, and she's like the god of death. And then we had this crazy scene, like I remember seeing this from the trailer of this movie, and it was showing Thor threw his hammer at Hela, and Hela just totally stopped it with her hand, and it vibrates a little bit, and then it just shatters the hammer. And then when Hela went to Asgard, pretty much Hela basically killed Thor's friends. We actually really knew this, all of these movies with Thor and Thor the Dark World, and so it's just surprising enough of now they just kill these characters off, because we basically had like big moments with these characters. And then Thor got stranded by this weird world he went through, was like stranded with like trash around it and stuff, and then Valkyrie shows up and pretty much took Thor to sell to the grandmaster, and be one of the competitors to the into like some battle.
More food.
And then we finally met the grandmaster, and that is Jeff Goldblum, and we just had I just remember having some funny scenes of the grandmaster.
Closer. I want to get a closer look at this. Can you take us closer? He's a fighter.
The god of thunder!
Her fingers, was that like sparkles?
What are you whispering about? Huh?
Millions of years old. But here on Sakaar. This, you call yourself Lord of Thunder.
God of thunder.
Listen to that. He's threatening me. Hey, Sparkles, here's the deal. You want to get back to place, Asperg.
Asgard!
Even Loki is also there as well, and we had a really funny comparison of, you know, because of Loki is adopted. We had the same like funny scene in even like the original The Avengers movies.
I've never met this man in my life.
He's my brother!
Adopted.
And he's my brother.
He killed 80 people in 2 days.
He's adopted.
And we finally met Korg. He's like this big giant rock dude, and Taika Waititi is the voice of Korg, and he's also the director of this movie.
Piss off, Ghost! He's freaking gone.
And also Meek is also there, and he's like this little creature with like scissor hands. There was a time where Hela basically going through all the stuff Odin was basically as like trophies or whatever, and one of them was a Affinity Gauntlet, and Hela just like threw it over because, you know, obviously it's fake. The Space Stone as well, so, and she pretty much bring like so many people were dead came back alive, and also her like big giant black like wolf. We had this really funny scene where Stan Lee is giving a haircut to Thor, and then Hulk shows up. So this is a time where like Captain America and the Civil War was around. So this is why like Hulk left from Avengers Age of Ultron, and even Thor left at that time as well. So this is like coming at the same time, and this is why Thor and Hulk was not in Civil War. And then we just really had this funny scene where Thor just recognized Hulk because, you know, obviously, you know, it's Hulk.
He's a friend from work!
And then Hulk did some couple smash stuff similar as what Hulk did with Loki in the original The Avengers movie, and just did the same thing to Thor, and Loki just super excited.
That's how it feels!
I'm just a huge fan of the sport.
We have this really cool scene where Thor uses his mind and his eyes to see with Heimdall, and Heimdall is basically helping the other people from the Asgard to get a little bit separated from Hela. We also had this really funny scene where they found one of the ships where Hulk actually left and got to this place, and fortunately enough, we thought Thor was actually the strongest Avengers, and it's not really, it's Hulk.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Banner.
Welcome, strongest Avenger.
What?
There was a scene where Loki and Valkyrie was kind of fighting, and then Loki kind of gave like some memory in Valkyrie's mind or whatever, and we just saw Valkyrie is one of like Thor's people, I guess, and we had a memory where Valkyrie actually fought Hela, and Hela actually killed other people of Valkyrie's people, and they just like had this really crazy like fight scene. Thor, Bruce, and Valkyrie captured Loki. There was a time where Loki's trying to help as well, And we had this really funny scene where Thor talks about Loki being a snake.
Real children, he transformed himself into a snake, and he knows that I love snakes. So I went to pick up the snake to admire it, and he transformed back into himself, and he was like, yeah, it's me, and he stabbed me.
Bruce Banner basically jumped off one of the ships to show Valkyrie who he really is, because fortunately enough, Valkyrie just knows Hulk, and Valkyrie doesn't even know who Hulk really is in a way and stuff. So fortunately for him to show who's Hulk, he just like just ran. Just fell from the ship in a way and landed still as Bruce Banner on the Rainbow Bridge near the big giant black wolf, and just didn't turn to Hulk. And then fortunately there was a time where Hulk did stop the big giant wolf, and Valkyrie just sounds like, oh, like that's who you are. We had this crazy scene where Thor and Hela is fighting each other, and there was a time where she's just smashing and smashing on Thor, and we had this glimpse of where Thor had a pep talk with Odin, and Odin says like, are you the god of hammer, and like, show you who you are and stuff. And then Hela basically just says like, what are the god of you, because I'm god of death. And fortunately enough, Thor shows his powers, and he is god of thunder. And then Thor just shows his blue lightning, pretty cool scene where he fought people on the Rainbow Bridge with a big giant jump. And then fortunately they had a plan where to get Sutter back and pretty much take down Hela. And Sutter basically took down Hela, and also Asgard was also down as well.
No, I know. But he can't.
And we also had a really funny scene where Hulk saw like big monsters, so he went after Sutter, and Thor's like, no, don't, like, don't fight anyone. And Hulk's just like, big monster, and like, yeah, nah, we don't want you to fight. So all the drama is all gone. They're happy enough, and Thor is like pretty much taking the throne in a way. And then fortunately we got interrupted by a big giant ship, and fortunately we know who that is, and that is Thanos. I actually really enjoy this movie because there was a lot of funny scenes in this movie. I think the Grandmaster was pretty funny. Cork was pretty funny. So yeah, I just thinking a lot of people really enjoy this movie because it had some funny scenes and cool scenes as well, bringing Hulk back as well. Again, we are still going with the phase 3 videos and stuff. I am super excited for the next video because I know what's next in a way. But hopefully you guys absolutely enjoyed this video. Show you like this video is to hit that like button and subscribe for more content as well, and maybe comment on the video as well down below. Other than that, have a nice day and thank you for watching.